I think it is time for us to learn what it means to be sovereign, to stand and say, look, this is for us, and then we are taking control and charge of it. When people decide and say that, look, we are taking over, things change, direction change, power change hand immediately, decision-making change, policy-making change, everything follows the moment people, know their value and stand to it. Niger is making a move. We know what is happening between Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, how this confederation are making us proud as Africans. Lovely family, you are welcome. We hit 100K. We just hit 100K. Yeah, we hit 100K. On YouTube, we just hit 100K on YouTube. Family, I'm very happy because hard work. We put in a lot of hard work here. We just hit 100K on YouTube, family, solidly. So thank you so much. It could never be possible without you. Tell YouTube that you're waiting for our silver play button. We will receive it. I'll present it to you. I believe that. Family, I'm very happy. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being always here. Thank you for giving us that great support that is yielding this result today. I appreciate you so much. The funny aspect is that we started the YouTube platform just not long ago. Just recently, we hit 100K. So we have not even started. We have not started. So if you're not part of it, you need to go and join that community because we are about to start the show. I appreciate it. Today's episode is just a piece of what France is experiencing. Just a piece came out for us to, let me share with you a piece of it. This is nothing close to what France is experiencing. This will let you understand exactly the reason why France is, doing whatever they can. France is not happy of the fact that Niger is kicking them out or they are losing control in the Sahel. Do you know that a lot is happening behind the scene? And right now, France is crying. Of course, the uranium mining giant of France is in trouble because Niger took over. Orano is now sounding alarm. The French nuclear energy company, Orano, the company's name is Orano. It says that its uranium mine in Niger is currently close to bankruptcy. The mine is close to bankruptcy because Niger took over. And the details reveal that this mine operates through a joint venture called Somaya. And this mine, lovely people, has been heavily affected by export restriction placed by Niger's military-led government after they took over in 2023. One thing you need to understand is that currently, Niger supplies about 4% of the world's uranium. And because of that, it has made Niger to become a key partner for Orano, which is facing trouble right now. Uranium is a vital resource used to fuel nuclear power plants and a whole lot more that come with it. So now, this company lost control over the mine. Now, lovely family, in December 2024, Orano, which is now in trouble, reported that it has lost control over Somaya. Why? Due to interference, this is according to them, due to interference from Nigerian authority. And by June 2025, Niger officially announced that it has nationalized this particular mine in question. Because, Niger is working in a new direction this time. There's a new law, rules governing the country. And I said it previously in one of my videos that I explained that some of the mining companies, they are not ready to comply to the new mining code. They wanted to go with an old one that they were going with, which were allowing them to exploit the continent, or let me say the country. And Niger is saying no to that. They are not ready to comply. I explained that in some of the videos. The Nigerian government is not silent on this. The government accused France. Okay, the reason why they are taking over control is this. They accuse France of being hostile and said Orano's actions were illegal and unfair. It means that this uranium giant is conducting themselves in an illegal way and inappropriate, in a way that contradicts the code and rules that govern Niger right now. So in response, the government of Niger took control of the mine, saying it was acting, or the country is acting with national sovereignty. So Niger pulled out a statement. According to the statement, this is what it said. In quote, it said, faced with the irresponsible and unfair behavior of Orano, a company owned by the French state, Niger has decided to nationalize Somaya. This is what the statement said. So Orano is the French state mining giant. Now, they are facing some financial trouble. You see, the reason why this is critical is because this reflects what it means for Africa to stand for itself. When this company, according to report, was running at full capacity, Somaya provided around 15% of Orano's total uranium supply. But Orano says that since October 2024, it has been warning that Somaya financial situation was getting worse. The company is blaming the government, claiming that the government forced the company to keep spending money on production, even though uranium exports were blocked. This, they say, is what pushed the mine towards bankruptcy. So they are accusing Niger, Niger is accusing them. Fast forward, the Niger authority also came with solid accusation against this particular company, the French state-owned company. It says that the military-led government, General Tiani, accused Orano of exploiting the country's resources. According to them, according to Niger, this company has taken over 86% of the uranium produced in Niger since 1971. Meanwhile, officially, they owns only 63% of the mine. That is not all, lovely people. The family, if you are still here with me, I plead with you to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the like button if you have not yet done so. Thank you so much for the support. So in response to this accusation, Niger has decided to take action. Lovely people, when you look at this accusation, you understand that it is a result of the geopolitical shift. The Somaya dispute, which is happening right now, is part of the bigger geopolitical change in West Africa. After the military took over, Niger, you know what it did? Cutting ties with France and moving closer to countries like Russia and Turkey. And these countries are not just coming like that, of course. They are also interested in the natural resources, including uranium, gold, and coal. They are not just coming for nothing. It is, foreign policy, partnership. You have your share, I have my share. There's no way we will say that these countries are coming without touching resources, of course. But fair deal, you understand, better deal than the Western one. That's just the difference. But the goal is the same, by the way. Additionally, this is also part of the wind blowing in the region, like Mali, Burkina Faso, also pushing back against Western control. Ghana also did the same thing recently. Namibia also is taking the same stand. African countries are now trying to take ownership of their own natural wealth. So this is the result of the growing trend of resource nationalism. Because right now, as we're speaking, lovely people, it is a fact that the Western influence in the region is fading a little bit and the new global powers are stepping in. Lovely people, what is happening right now is just a small piece of the power that Africa hold in their hands, or the power that we hold in our hands. That they will wake up and say, look, we are taking over our resources, we are taking over our minds, we are taking over control of our natural resources. Right now, you see how this company is suffering and they begin to cry out. That is the power Africa hold. That is what it means for Africa to say that we are standing for ourselves. That is the reason why some people don't like it when Africans are talking about the unity. Because the moment you come together and begin to make decisions on your own, decisions to take control of your resources is going to affect a lot of people, a lot of giants, a lot of companies that are feeding on the continent. As we're speaking right now, the fact is that you must understand that there's a very big hole, economic gap in France's economy right now, as we're speaking. Just by the breaking away of Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, France is suffering a huge loss, which is the reason why they're a little bit aggressive in a way to reclaim the control over that region, which is not going to happen, by the way. So what is unfolding in Niger is not just a mining disagreement, lovely people. It is a historic turning point in Africa's long struggle against neo-colonial exploitation. Look at it. For half a century, France has enriched itself with Niger's uranium, lighting up Paris while the people of Niger remain in the dark. This is the bitter irony of Africa's modern condition. The wealth beneath our feet has built empire elsewhere, while our own children go without food, healthcare, or opportunity. Now the tide is turning, lovely people. By nationalizing Somaya, Niger is not only making a decision, but Niger is sending a clear and courageous message to the rest of the world that Africa will no longer be a continent of silence, suffering, and stolen wealth. The days of one-sided partnership and resource plunder are over in Africa. A new generation of African leaders, particularly in the Sahel, is rising with boldness and clarity. They are reclaiming what belongs to their people, not with permission, but with sovereign authority. That is what Africa needs right now, as we are speaking. This is the spirit of Pan-Africanism in action, not as a dream, but as a decision. Lovely people, Mali, Burkina Faso, and now Niger, they are showing all of us that Africa can stand, speak, and act for itself. The message is simple, but very revolutionary. Africa is not a colony. Africa is not a charity. Africa is power. So this should be a wake-up call to all African nations, our leaders, leaders in ECOWAS, leaders in African Union, the Ghana leader, the Sierra Leone leader, all the puppets, all the African leaders, the West African leader, the East Africa, the South African leaders should understand that control of our resources and economic independence are not optional. They are essential. We hold the power. We can control the world. Our uranium, our gold, our oil, our land. They must first serve our people. And I always make it clear here that we are not enemy of West. We are not anti-West. No. This platform is not anti-West. We are anti-imperialist. We are not anti-East. We are anti-imperialist. We stand for equal right. The West is not our enemy. The East is not our enemy. If the West come with clean deal that will benefit them and benefit our people, and the deal will be 50-50 and fair, Africa will not have objection. But when we show up with bullying and greed deals, Africa will object. And one thing is that today we are rewriting history, and history will remember those who stood up in this critical time of Africa and those who stay silent. So whichever leader is out there, it depends on you how you want to go down in history. Your decision today determine how you go down in history, because the next generation will come and read about all the happening today. And your names, the traitors, their name will be there, the puppets, their name will be there, and the revolutionaries, their names will be there. It is time for history. Everybody must position themselves, and your decision determine which angle you belong in the history we are writing today. Lovely family, what do you think about this development? This development is not telling you that Africa has the power. It's not telling you that the day we wake up, that day the world will bow to us.